Raila Amolo Odinga, Kenya's long-serving opposition leader and former Prime Minister, passed away at the age of 80 in Kochi, India, on October 15, 2025, according to reports. He suffered a cardiac arrest during a morning walk while undergoing Ayurvedic treatment in Kerala. He was rushed to Devamatha Hospital, where doctors made efforts to resuscitate him, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Raila's passing marks the end of an era in Kenyan politics. Known for his role in the fight for multi-party democracy, constitutional reform, and social justice, he remained one of Africa's most influential and respected leaders. Biography of Raila Amolo Odinga 1945–2025, Early Life and Background. Raila Amolo Odinga was born on the 7th of January 1945 in Maseno, in what was then Kenya colony now Nyanza region. He was the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, a prominent Kenyan freedom fighter and Kenya's first vice president, and Mary Juma Odinga. Growing up in a politically active household, Raila was exposed from a young age to issues of governance, leadership, and the fight for independence and democracy, education and early career. Raila attended local schools in Kenya before earning a scholarship to study in East Germany, the GDR. In 1965, he went to the Technische Hochschule in Magdeburg, where he studied mechanical engineering and welding. He graduated in 1970 with a degree roughly equivalent to a master's in those technical fields. After returning to Kenya, he worked as a lecturer, and with the Kenya Bureau of Standards, among other public roles. Entry into politics and struggle for democracy. Kenya's political environment in the 1970s-80s was dominated by a one-party system. Raila became part of the movement pushing for multi-party democracy. In 1982, he was detained without trial by the then government for his activism. He later spent time in exile and also sought political asylum abroad due to threats to his life. In the early 1990s, Kenya's pressure for democratic reform grew and multi-party politics was reintroduced. Raila was part of those pushing that process. Parliamentary and ministerial career. In 1992, Raila Odinga was first elected to the National Assembly as Member of Parliament for Longota constituency. Over subsequent years, he served in various political parties, including the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, National Development Party, and others, before becoming a central figure of the Orange Democratic Movement (ODM). He held ministerial roles. For example, he served as Minister of Roads, Housing and Public Works, and also as Minister of Energy at different times. Presidential ambitions and political struggles. Odinga ran for President of Kenya 5 times: 1997, 2007, 2013, 2017, 2022. He repeatedly claimed that electoral fraud prevented him from winning in many of those elections. In the 2007 election, severe post-election violence broke out after disputed results. To resolve the 2007-8 crisis, a power-sharing deal was brokered, and in 2008 Raila became Prime Minister in a grand coalition government with President Mwai Kibaki. He served as Prime Minister from 2008 to 2013, when the office was later abolished in Kenya's constitutional reforms. After 2013, he remained a central opposition figure, often contesting elections and pushing for reforms, key political moves and influence. In 2018, Raila and then-President Uhuru Kenyatta made a symbolic handshake to calm political tensions and pursue national unity. Through that, Odinga's party ODM was to play a more cooperative role in politics rather than constant confrontation. He also aimed for continental influence. In 2024 he campaigned for the position of chairperson of the African Union Commission, though was not ultimately successful. Personal life and legacy. Raila Odinga was married to Idoie Odinga. They had children together. His supporters often called him Agwambo, the unpredictable one, or Tinga, nickname used in Kenyan politics. Over decades, he was viewed as a symbol of resilience, often championing social justice, electoral fairness, and giving voice to marginalized communities in Kenya. Death and final moments. On the 15th of October 2025, Raila Odinga passed away at age 80. The cause was reported to be cardiac arrest while he was in Kerala, India, undergoing Ayurvedic treatment. He collapsed during a morning walk, was rushed to hospital, but could not be revived. His death has triggered significant national response, mourning, and reflection on his political contributions.